Welcome dear students, I am Mr. Abhijit. In this lecture, we are going to see determination of hardness of water by EDTA method. So this is a experimental setup where we are going to see how hardness of water is to be calculated with the help of titration method. So the aim of this practical is determination of hardness of water by complexometric titration. In this, we are using burette stand, conical flask, burette, pipette, test tube, measuring cylinder as apparatus, and some of the chemicals for titration we are required 0.01 molar EDTA solution, EBT indicator, that is also called as Eriochrome black tea indicator, then hard water sample. So what is the theory behind this practical? As you know, the hardness is a property which shows the soap consuming capacity of water. These hardness causing substances or the salts present in water that are because of magnesium and calcium salts. Also, some of the heavy metals are also dissolved in water which are responsible for hardness in water. These salts in water are harmful when we use this water for domestic purpose or for industrial processes. So, it is important to estimate the amount of hardness present in water by a simple titration method, that is complexometric titration. There are two types of hardness. One is permanent hardness and the other one is temporary hardness. So this permanent hardness is because of dissolved salts of sulfates, chlorides or nitrites of calcium and magnesium. So this permanent hardness cannot be removed by boiling process or by chemical treatment. But temporary hardness, if you see, this can be removed by boiling or by chemical processes, because the temporary hard water contains dissolved salts of calcium and magnesium which are of bicarbonates or carbonates. Therefore, these carbonates are, when boiled, they are removed in the form of carbon dioxide. For this titration, we are using ethylene diamine tetraacetic acid as a complexing agent. So this EDTA solution, that is to be taken in the form of disodium salts. Why disodium salts? Because they are having greater solubility for calcium or magnesium ions. So this is the structure of EDTA solution. So EDTA, it is ethylene diamine tetraacetic acid. The structure is given over here. This is 2 nitrogen atoms and 4 COOH groups are there, that is carboxylic acid groups are there. That's why this EDTA is nothing but the hexadentate ligand. So it forms a complex with calcium and magnesium ions. Now these coordination complexes are stable at the range of 9 to 10 pH, means at basic condition. That's why in this titration we are using ammonia solution, that is buffer ammonia solution, for maintaining the pH. Along with this, we are using Eriochrome black tea indicator for detecting the end point of the titration. So this EBT indicator is having blue color. Rest of the other chemicals used in this practical are colorless. So the complex formed with EDTA bimetal is shown over here. So this is octahedral complex having 6 points of attachment, 2 from nitrogen atom and other 4 from oxygen. That's why it is a hexadentate ligand. Now we'll see procedure how this titration is to be performed. So you have to take 20 ml of water sample, that is a hard water sample in a conical flask. If you have water sample with you, you can also test the water sample for determining the hardness present in a water. Then you have to use 2 ml of buffer solution. To that you have to add 2 drops of EBT indicator. As I have already told you that this EBT indicator is blue in color. Then you have to fill up the burette with the help of EDTA solution, which is colorless, and you have to adjust the zero mark by removing the bubble, and you have to note the initial reading, that is 0 ml. That is nothing but the initial burette reading, that is 0.0 ml. Then, as we have seen in point number 2, that buffer solution, water sample and 2 drops of EBT indicator, the whole solution becomes wine red in color. So this wine red colored solution is titrated against the EDTA from burette. So you have to stop the titration at the point when wine red color changes to pale blue. In this way, this is nothing but the end point of the titration. When end point reaches, you have to note down the reading in the form of ml. So this is the whole process for first turn. You have to repeat this same procedure for 2 to 3 times for simple hard water sample, that is nothing but the tap water sample. So same process if you repeat with boiled water sample, that gives you different readings. So whatever the readings you obtained from boiled water solution, you will get the hardness which is because of permanent hardness causing salts. Now we'll see how the observation table is to be drawn and how the readings are to be put into observation table. As we have seen, the titration for 2 types of waters, one is tap water and other is a hard water. That's why first the readings for tap water are given in the observation table. As I have already told you that the volume of EDTA, you have to adjust the initial burette reading, that is 0.0 ml for 3. Suppose you have performed this practical 3 times, then for 3 times this is 0.0 ml. Now volume of water, in a process we have seen 20 ml water sample is to be taken with the help of pipette. So both 3 readings are for 20 ml water sample. Now suppose if you have titrated this 20 ml water solution with EDTA, then color change is observed, and that is to be noted in this FBR, that is final burette reading. Suppose your first reading is 10.1 ml. If you perform this practical again, it becomes 10.0 ml, and if you perform third time this practical, same practical, then it becomes 10.0 ml. Now as we got these 3 readings, you have to take end point. So end point is calculated as final burette reading minus initial burette reading. So final burette reading is 10.1 ml and initial burette reading is 0.0 ml. That's why whatever the values of final burette reading, that are kept as it is in the end point. That's why this is also 10.1 ml, 10.0 ml, and again it is 10.0 ml. Now in the last column, if you see, there is a X, that is for a tap water. So you have to take mean. So what is the mean? You have to add these 3 readings and divide it by 3. You will get the mean of this titration. What is the mean of this titration? Therefore, the mean of this titration is 10.0. Okay, so this is for tap water, means simple hard water sample, that is X value. Now we'll see the observation table for boiled water. As we have performed this practical for boiled water, we have to maintain a separate observation table for this. So this is the observation table for boiled water sample. Here again we have taken 20 ml of water sample. That's why 20 ml for 3 times. Okay. Then again here initial burette reading is 0 and volume of EDTA, that is FBR. For this titration, how much amount of EDTA is utilized by boiled water, that we have to write here. So your burette readings are, suppose for this boiled water it is 3.2, again it is suppose 3.3 and 3.3. Then you have to calculate the end point, that is FBR minus IBR. It becomes 3.2, 3.3 and 3.3. Okay, all these readings are in ml. Now we have to take mean for this, that is y. So this y value is for boiled water. So for simple water we have seen X, and here this boiled water we are going to see y value. So this y for this simple water. Therefore the mean can be calculated as addition of these 3 divided by 3. That's why the mean is 3.3 ml. Now we got two values. One is for tap water, that is X, and other is for boiled water, that is Y. So we'll move to the calculation. So this is the standard equation that 1 mole of EDTA consumes 1 mole of calcium carbonate. In this context, if I take 1 mole of 1 molar EDTA solution, that consumes 100 milligram of calcium carbonate. So in this way, we got one standard equation, that is 1 ml of 0.01 molar EDTA solution consumes 1 milligram of calcium carbonate. So whatever the calcium carbonate present in hard water, that can be consumed by 1 ml of, means 1 milligram of calcium carbonate can be consumed by 1 ml of 0.01 molar EDTA solution. So this is our standard equation. Now with the help of this equation, we'll calculate the hardness. So for total hardness, we have to use readings of tap water. We have already calculated value of X. Now we have to put this value in this calculation. So this is our standard equation, that is 1 ml of 0.01 molar EDTA consumes 1 milligram of calcium carbonate. So in this way, we have to calculate this for X ml of 0.01 molar EDTA, X milligram of calcium carbonate can be consumed. Therefore, we have taken 20 ml of hard water. Okay, so we'll have to alter the equation. So hardness of 20 ml of hard water is equal to X milligram of calcium carbonate. Therefore, the equation can be written for 1 liter of water sample. So that's why X multiplied by, so whatever the value of X, that you have to put at this place, X multiplied by 1000 divided by 20, that is in ppm. If you solve this, total hardness can be calculated as X multiplied by 50 ppm. So you will get the total hardness in the form of ppm. Now for permanent hardness, you have to use readings of boiled water that we have already calculated the mean, that is as a y. That's why we have this equation for this. For y ml of 0.01 molar EDTA, y milligram of calcium carbonate is consumed. Therefore, if you arrange this equation for 1000 ml of water, you will get y multiplied by 1000 divided by 20 in the form of ppm. Now, this equation can be simplified as y multiplied by 50 ppm. In this way, you will get permanent hardness in the form of ppm. Therefore, total hardness can be calculated as, so the equation for total hardness is equal to temporary hardness plus permanent hardness. With the help of titration method, we have calculated total hardness and permanent hardness. Now, what is the temporary hardness? So, we have to arrange this equation for temporary hardness. Therefore, temporary hardness is equal to total hardness minus permanent hardness. Therefore, temporary hardness, so whatever the value we have calculated in the form of ppm, and permanent hardness in also in ppm, that you have to put here, and you will get the temporary hardness in ppm. So in this way, we have calculated total hardness, permanent hardness and temporary hardness also. So you have to write the result. This is the first point. The total hardness of given water sample is found to be dash ppm. Then permanent hardness of given water sample is found to be dash ppm. And similarly, you have to write for temporary hardness for given water sample, that is in the form of ppm. In this way, we have calculated hardness of water by complexometric titration, that is by using EDTA. Thank you.